We're making no-bake peanut butter chocolate protein bars that are gluten-free, easy to make with clean ingredients. They're packed with protein, healthy fats, and fiber for a satisfying snack that tastes like dessert. Hello, my name is Nicole Bonilla, and if you love healthier recipes to our favorite foods, then you are in the right place. To make these really easy protein bars, all you need is a high-speed blender or a food processor like I have. And then we're going to start with some oat flour. Now you could either use store-bought oat flour, or you could very easily grind your own by taking some old-fashioned oats or some quick oats. Just put them in your blender or your food processor and blend them for about 20 to 30 seconds until you have a nice fine flour. So we're going to start by adding 1/3 cup of some oat flour. Now you're welcome to jot down these ingredients as we go along, or you can click on the link that's in the video description below, and that will take you to the full recipe that has the nutrition facts as well as frequently asked questions and ingredient substitutions. Next, we're going to add 1/2 cup of vanilla protein powder, and you can use any kind that you like. This is my favorite because it's organic, it's naturally sweetened, and we love the flavor. And I included a link in the video description if you'd like to check it out. Next, we'll add 1/3 cup of some unsweetened all-natural peanut butter. And this tends to be a little bit runnier than your typical peanut butter, but you could use any nut butter that you like. And for a little more protein, we're going to add 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. Next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of some ground flaxseed, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And then we'll just put on our lid and blend until this is well combined. And you'll know it's the right consistency when you have this nice soft crumb, and you can take a little handful and squeeze it together in your fingers, and it holds its shape and feels just slightly greasy. So this is perfect. Now if it was too dry, you could go ahead and add a little bit more Greek yogurt, and if it's too wet and sticky, then you can add a little bit more of your oat flour. To form the bars, all you need is a 4x8 or 4x9 inch bread pan. Now you could also easily double this recipe and fill an 8x8 inch square pan. And I find it works best to go ahead and line the pan with some parchment paper. So I just fold the edge so it just covers the bottom of my pan. And then I'll crease it at the bottom, fold it up and over, and crease at the top. And then we can just dump in our mixture. Now, if you could use more healthy inspiration on a regular basis, I invite you to join my email list. All you have to do is click on the link that's in the video description below, and that is the best way for us to stay connected. Now we'll just evenly spread this out in our pan, and then I'll go in with my silicone spatula and just start pressing it down nice and firm. And I really like using these silicone spatulas because they're nice and flexible and they don't stick to the dough. And the firmer you press this down, the better your bars will hold their shape. Now this is optional, but to give them a little bit of crunch as well as a little more peanut flavor, I'm going to go ahead and roughly chop some peanuts and sprinkle them on top. So I'm just going to spread about 2 tablespoons of some roasted peanuts. Just give them a nice rough chop with my knife, because the smaller the peanut pieces are, the easier it will be to cut through your bars. And then just sprinkle these on top. And because adding a little more chocolate is always a good idea in my kitchen, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on some mini chocolate chips. And I really like using the Enjoy Life chips because they are both gluten and dairy free, but you could use any variety that you like. So I'll go ahead and sprinkle 1 or 2 tablespoons on top. And I'll come back with my spatula and just press them down into the bars. And then I'm just going to let this hang out in my freezer while we melt down our chocolate that we're going to drizzle over the top. So we're going to add 1/4 cup of chocolate chips to a microwave safe bowl, and I'm going to use these Hue dark chocolate baking gems because I love all the clean ingredients and it melts down really easily. And I found that with these chocolate chips, I don't have to add any coconut oil to help this melt down nice and smooth. But if you're using some semi-sweet chocolate chips or another brand, you might want to add about 1 teaspoon of some coconut oil just to help thin it out so it's nice and pourable. So I'm going to microwave this in 25-second intervals until it is smooth and melted. So after 2 rounds of 25 seconds, this is almost completely melted, but we're not there yet, so I'm going to put it back in for about another 10 seconds. Well, that looks perfect, but I'm just going to give it a good stir to melt down those last little tiny pieces. But you can see it has the perfect consistency to be able to drizzle over the top of our bars. Well, here's our bars that were hanging out in the freezer, and you can see how easy it is to lift them right up and out with our parchment paper. Now you can decide how small you want to cut these down. I found that slicing it into 6 bars is a really great size. So I'm going to first cut it in half, and then cut each half into thirds. And then you can just drizzle the chocolate right over the top as they're squished together. But I really like to have that chocolate dripping down the sides. So I found it works best to go ahead and put a little bit of a gap in between the bars. So I'm just going to spin them around 90 degrees and then give them about 1/4 inch in between. And giving these about 10 minutes in the freezer really helps for them to hold their shape while you slice and move them. And then we can come in with our chocolate. I'll put a little bit in my spoon and just drizzle that back and forth across the bars. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this. Now, if you want to have even more chocolate, you could go ahead and dip these in the chocolate and then have it on all three sides. But I found that this gives it just enough chocolate to be satisfying, but then also cuts down on any unnecessary added sugar. And as an option before the chocolate hardens is to go ahead and sprinkle on just a little bit of some coarse sea salt. And that makes a really nice balance to the sweetness of the chocolate. And it looks really good too. Well, those look fantastic and they're ready to set, which you can either do in the fridge or the freezer. Or you can enjoy a sample right away. That is delicious. That gives instant peanut butter chocolate gratification. I love biting into that nice firm texture, but then getting the crunch from the chocolate is so good. And I love the depth of flavor that's coming in from the oat flour and the protein powder and that little bit of flaxseed. And what I love most is that they're made with clean, natural ingredients. And I like to store them in the freezer and then pull them out whenever I'm having that sweet chocolate craving. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen. I have included the link to this full recipe and it's in the video description below, and that will take you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.